Okay, good. Thought I had updated the schedule for this meeting so that it was on Tuesday going forward. So I'll have to take another look at that. So far I don't see anyone else on there. If you do get on here and I didn't notice it, let me know, especially if I haven't contacted you. I'm gonna go ahead and jump to problem 4 on problem 4. So we have x, well, it says y equals x plus 3 squared minus 1. So that's, again, the vertex formula where y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. In this case, a equals 1. There's nothing outside the parentheses over here that would change the slope from a 1-to-1 ratio. Well, no, a still equals 1. And then h equals 3. And k equals -1. So what that means with respect to k and h, that's going to be our vertex. It's called the vertex formula after all. So that's going to be the ordered pair -3, because we do the opposite of whatever h is, and exactly what k is, and -1. So just going to erase all that right now. So we're at x equals -3 and y equals -1, which means, and I plotted it out in advance, but let me just get rid of that. So where x is -3 and y equals -1. And then we could do a little table if we like. And I'm going to go roughly in the middle and say when x and y here is actually the function x plus 3 squared minus 1. Okay, so x -3, y is -1, or the output. That's what that function would equal. So now I want to find out -2, and I want to find out -4. Well, if I plug in 2 into there, -2, that is, -2 plus 3. Well, -2 plus 3 is the same thing as 3 minus 2, so that's 1, and 1 squared is 1. And 1 minus 1 is 0. And I should get the same thing for -4. -4 plus 3 is the same. Yeah, -4 plus 3 is -1. -1 squared is +1. +1 minus 1 is 0. So then, and that makes sense. Over here, it's still a 1-to-1 relationship before it starts growing exponentially. So we move over 1, go up 1. And I'm outside, as you can tell, so just trying to finagle this on my surface. There we go. And then over here, so x when one, this is the two x-intercepts, by the way, because it crosses the x-axis. But when x equals -2, and when x equals -4, y equals 0. So we could also say x-intercept x equals -4 and -2. X equals -4 and -2. Okay, and then there's a little bit of an art to making sure it looks more like a U when you connect those. You're hand drawing your graph. You want to make sure it looks like a U and not like a V. Anyway, now you got -2, -3, -4. Let's go -1 and -5. So when I plug in -1 plus 3, that's 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. I should get the same thing. I should get a 3 here. See, I was so confident I just put 3, but -5 plus 3 is just -2. -2 squared is 4. 4 minus +4, that is. 4 minus 1 is 3. So, yep, that's what we got. And then let's go to -6 and also to 0. So 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 squared is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. And I should get an 8 over here as well, because -6 plus 3 is just +3, or -3, and -3 squared is, again, 9, and 9 minus 1 is 8. -3 squared is +9. +9 minus 1 is +8. So let's see, we haven't plotted -1 and 3 yet. So when x equals -1, 1, 2, 3, over here. Squinting one over here with the roughly over here. And then -5. One moment. Okay, so then the next one would be, and you can tell that that's going to be our y-intercept, because when x equals 0, y equals 8. So now we got 5 here, 6, 7, 8. And then for -6, up to the same level. So, and I just keep going. So it's a U. Shaped curve there. That's what it's a parabola. And for domain, remember domain in, what do you put in? Is there any restriction on what values we can put into x? We could keep going to this direction, and you can still put in anything. As this u keeps going up, it's still going to be stretching further and further to the left, so we can go all the way to -infinity, and same thing over here to the right. We can go all the way to +infinity, so it's just all real numbers. For the range, though, see, we never go lower than -1. This is pretty much, the value of k is pretty much telling you where you're going to start or end, as the case may be. If we had a negative slope for the value of a, it'd be more like where it ends, but in either event, it's one bookend of the range for the value of k. So we're going to start out at -1 and then go up. So for the range, it's bracket, because it includes -1, parentheses, positive infinity. So -1 to positive infinity. The y-intercept was over here when x equals 0, y equals 8. So y equals 8. Asymptote, there is no asymptote. We're not, there's not some value that we can't divide it by. There's not anything restricting it like that, some invisible line that I can't cross. Increasing, well, between where x equals -3 and positive infinity, between this area, it's y is getting higher. Between -3 and positive infinity. So we can say between -3 and positive infinity, use a bracket. And then for decreasing, it is decreasing between, or actually, sorry, put those both in parentheses because it's neither increasing nor increasing at -3. And then for decreasing, it's decreasing everywhere, as I said, from negative infinity as we keep going to the left up until -3. So negative infinity to -3, it's decreasing. So there you go. That's everything we need for problem 4.